She has to be able to translate that speed into height and distance and rotation, and she does it all.
Wow.
Handspring front pike. It's only worth a 9.8 because of the level of difficulty, but she does it so extremely well, it would still score very well. If it's possible, I think she actually got even more height and distance on this ball. It is so explosive, even in slow motion. Just that one step on the landing.
And Kelly Davis' second vault, same score as her first, a 9.575.
She's really focused in on the proper technique. First of all, getting her hands right on top of the horse.
She normally does this very well. Nice technique.
There's what she's capable of.
What a landing.
Beautiful vault. One of the most difficult vaults being done today. And particularly in this competition, because we've seen a lot of weaker vaults in terms of the level of difficulty. This is worth a 10.0.
And look at that smile.
This is one of the cleanest landings I've ever seen on this vault. It's the Yurchenko style with 1.5 twists, and watch, she nails it like a dart going into a dartboard.
And there's a very happy girl. She gets a 9.75. Wait a minute. Coach Caroli comes running over. They're deducting 0.3 of a point off that first vault score.
John, I know exactly what the problem is. Unfortunately, the wrong vault number was flashed at the end of the runway, so the judges were expecting a different vault. That is an immediate 0.3 of a point deduction.
So her mark drops to a 9.45. She's going to try to do the vault a second time.
Now, whose fault is that? I guess it doesn't really matter. It's the responsibility of the gymnast and the coach to make sure that the right number is flashed.
It's a very silly mistake. I've even seen someone lose a World Cup medal because of it. Another great vault, though.
Certainly didn't faze her, did it? That's just too bad.
That vault should score around the 9.75 that she scored on the first one, which will upper average.
It's really a shame that she lost 0.3 of a point for posting the wrong vault number, but it certainly didn't faze her style here. Two of the best vaults of the day. Unfortunately, she won't win because of that silly deduction.
And Bart, that second vault earns a 9.75, and with the deduction on the first vault, a 9.6 average, and that puts her in second place behind China's Liu Xuan. Here's Meng Fei on the uneven bars.
And we made such a big deal out of the one-arm giant that I really don't want this gymnast skill overshadowed. She does a combination we've never seen before. And it comes up right here. Watch how she pirouettes in inverted giants. Now watch this skill. Out of inverts, a Gaylord front.
It's amazing. We watched her do it the last 2 days in practice. She never misses it. It's the hardest thing ever been done on bars.
The only complaint I have about this routine, and it's being picky, is her transitions. When she drops from those skills in and out, she almost comes to a dead stop. But as I said, that's being picky. The rest is absolutely beautiful.
The high score on this event so far, Dominique Moceanu's 9.65. This routine should certainly approach that. In the mark, 9.5.
Oh, John, that is ridiculous. And I see why they didn't give her her bonus points. The start value of that routine was 9.8, which means they took a severe deduction for the lack of swing there. And that just is ridiculous. They shouldn't have done that.
Now it's time for the tall woman of gymnastics, Svetlana Boginskaya, to make her first of 2 attempts in the vault.
And she has to feel great going into this event. She hit her uneven bar routine, which was probably the one she was sweating out. And she did it remarkably well. She's also performing a vault that's worth a 10.0 in the code of points.
Interestingly enough, the gymnast careers are so short these days. 7 years ago, she won the Olympics on this event. That's amazing when a young gymnast these days is at the top for only a 1.5 years or 2 at the most.
I would classify her as an amazing athlete. She's wonderfully poised in competition, very elegant. She really draws your attention. Even if I were to nitpick on this vault, everything is almost picture perfect. Only a very slight deduction right there for a tiny hop.
And we are now ready for the second vault from Miss Boginskaya.
Boginskaya earned a 9.75 on her first attempt. Here's her next one.
Very few gymnasts can take a near-perfect vault on the first one and improve on it. She can and does.
Captivating.
The most difficult part of this vault is to keep the body straight in a laid-out position after they're off the horse. She does a half turn and a laid-out front somersault and a great landing.
And Boginskaya's second mark's better than her first, a 9.775 for an overall average that takes the lead, 9.762. At the uneven parallel bars, a remarkable athlete. Dominique Daws earned 5 gold medals at the recent 1994 U.S. National Championships. That's a gold in every apparatus in the all-around.
I haven't seen Dominique go through a complete bar set here, but I have seen her new skill, which comes up right here. It's a big release move out of a clear hip. This is my favorite part coming up, a 1.5 twist. Right up on top of the bar. Oh, she had to check it just a little bit.
Good cover, though. Didn't really mess up the rhythm of the routine. She's very experienced.
Beautiful dismount. Watch where the full twist occurs on the second somersault.
Great exercise. This is a huge release move. She debuted it at the World Gymnastics Championships in November back in Dortmund. Look at the height. A little closer than normal, but boy, that thing really flies.
And Dominique Daws is awesome once again. The judges mark 9.8. That gives her the best score on bars here in Fairfax. At the conclusion of the second rotation, our winners have been determined in the vault and uneven bars. Boginskaya wins the vault over Schwan and Moceanu. Dominique Daws wins the uneven bars. In the all-around contest, Dominique Daws is by a little halfway through this competition. And in the team championship, well, the United States is enjoying a comfortable 7/10 of a point lead. We're going to take a short break from Fairfax, Virginia. When we return with more gymnastics, the women will be on the balance size. Stay with us. With 2 rotations completed, 2 more remain. The competition now moves to the balance beam and floor exercise. Welcome back, everyone. John Neighbor here, along with Bart Connor and Kathy Johnson. We're at the Patriot Center in Fairfax, Virginia, for the Visa Gymnastics Challenge. Dominique Moceanu just mounts the beam to start off the third rotation.
What I find most impressive about this youngster is the fact that she is so competitive. She stuck every single landing so far in the competition. This is her most difficult pass, 3 layout step-outs in a row. Just a little check on the landing. I have a feeling that's nerves coming out. That's a better landing. You'll notice the gymnasts are much more successful on their landings when they're aggressive and go after them. Oh, I like that skill. Very risky.
Are you surprised that someone at just 13 years old can be so assertive with her style?
Not after getting to know her personality, even just in talking to her. Watch how powerful she is. She finishes the double back above the level of the balance beam and really comes in for a rock-solid landing.